Hey guys, here's another video from Laszlo's Barcade. I thought I'd talk about my music corner, which is the games aren't on right now, but here's the bar. This is actually my dining room. I don't know if I ever mentioned that before. This is the front door to outside. There you go. And this is the first room you walk into. So when someone walks in, they kind of know what I'm all about right away. And there's the steps upstairs. And here's my little music corner where I keep, first of all, I got this light up here and it's magnetized and you can recharge it. And it just comes right off, wireless. It has magnets there, and what I did is I stuck thumbtacks up there, and they're made out of metal. So when you put the light up, they just stick right to the thumbtacks like that. And it has 3 settings. That's on the lowest setting. It gets brighter than that. Here are my 3 albums that are like worth a little bit of money. Like this is a Pearl Jam original from 1996, the album No Code. Got that for my birthday last year. I talked about this before. It's first Pat Benatar album ever before she became famous with her bar band called Coxswain's Army. And this is original pressing of Danzig III. I think it came out in 92, I think. I'm pretty sure. That's the most I ever spent on an album. It was $145. It was behind the counter at the record store. I was debating on whether to get it or not, and a guy was standing next to me, and he's like, dude, if you don't get it, I'm going to get it. And I was like, give it to me. Give it to me. So, yeah, maybe the record store paid that guy to stand next to me and pretend like he was going to buy it, so I buy it. Here is I got 45s and CDs and original cassettes from my original collection on the wall just for decoration. My drum head I talked about with Palmer from Emerson, Lake and Palmer signing it. Couple framed extra albums. My wife's favorite singer next to my favorite singer, Bob Marley and Pat Benatar. This poster I actually found in the closet about 2 weeks ago. I totally forgot I owned it. It's been up in a closet for God knows how long, but I went to this show, Monster Magnet and Buck Cherry and Professional Murder Music. That band's probably not even together anymore. I went to that show in 2000. I have no idea where this poster came from. I can't remember if I got it at the show or... I don't normally buy posters at concerts because, I'm normally drinking and I don't want to destroy it. So I don't know where I got it. But I totally forgot it existed, so I stuck it in a frame and put it there. Next to that is this weird thing that I got for Christmas from my sister and her husband. I don't know what it is. These are actually coasters that I stuck on there to give it some depth. And these weren't even there, so it was at first I thought it was a frame that you take this picture out and you put in what you want, but no, that's the picture. So I just keep it on the wall so when they come to visit they see it. Yeah, here's some more decorations, original cassettes, some CDs just for the heck of it. This I printed this out on my computer at work and wrapped it around and taped it onto the light switch cover. And I did that a few times in my house. I have it in my bathroom too. My bathroom is all superheroes, and it has a whole Marvel DC theme in the bathroom, but that's another story. And it's been like this for about 6 years and stays pretty good. Doesn't rip or anything. There's a Rush record that I just have framed. This here, one day, let's see, these are years, 2014, 15, 16, and so on. I decided in 2014 that people like to bitch about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the people that get into it. They say, why are rap people getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Why are R&B people? I don't really have a problem with all that. I mean, it's all pop music, rock music, whatever. But I decided that I would just make my own Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I call it the Laszlo Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And every year I induct 5 artists that meant something to me in my life. They could be megastars or they could be underground artists that hardly anyone knows about. It doesn't matter. Just as long as they mean something to me in my life, they get in. So you can see first ballot Hall of Famers right there. And then the second year, third year, and then 2017, 2018. And what I do is I induct them every 4th of July, which is an American holiday, and I listen to their music for a whole afternoon and sit on the deck and get a cooler full of beer, and that's how I induct them. So that was what I did a few months ago, listen to these guys. And I actually told Carl Palmer of Emerson, Lake and Palmer when I met him that he made it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, my Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he laughed. So of everyone here, he's the only one I was ever able to tell that he made it in. This is in memoriam, because as time goes on and everyone gets older, they're starting to pass away. So I decided, as long as I've lived in this house, which has been about 10 years, I listed everyone who has died since I moved into this house. So starting with 2008, Jeff Healey. People that kind of meant, a little something to me. And here we are, Aretha Franklin. Wow, no one's died for a while, which is good. So that's kind of a sad part of the corner. There's a framed Iron Maiden. Here I keep cassettes from my childhood. These are the original ones I owned when I was a kid. So this one I had when I was about 13, and I wore it out. I actually wore out about 4 of these cassettes. This was the first one of the 4, though. And this is the first Iron Maiden I ever owned. This album changed my life. It was Christmas break in 8th grade, and I left for Christmas break listening to Duran Duran, and I came back a metalhead, a pure metalhead after that. Not that Duran Duran sucks or anything. I still like some Duran Duran, but that was a life changer. This Crocus cassette I remember buying when I had to go to rehearsals for my sister's dance recital all the time. And I would just sit there and listen to this nonstop because those rehearsals sucked, man. It was like a 4-hour, 3-hour thing, because she'd be in one of the first rehearsals, then you'd have to wait 2 hours because she was going to be in another one after that. The tap, the jazz, ugh. And I got this one for Easter in 1984, I believe. Rush, Grace Under Pressure. So I threw away a lot of my original cassettes in around 2003. I wish I didn't, but at least I have those 4 still. And there's just a guitar I bought at an art store that I thought was kind of cool. And I have a Social Distortion figure of Skelly and a clock there that doesn't run. I just noticed it doesn't run. But that's all right. I got so many clocks in this bar. Then you come over here, and I got a Pat Benatar clock that I saw this in a music store in the mid '80s, and I have not seen one even online ever. I don't know what it was for, how you bought it back then, originally how you got it, but it was used in a store, and I bought it for $30, and it's just one of the cooler things that I own. And there's my new releases, bands that have new music out right now. And I watch Bangor TV on YouTube a lot, and they do lock horns. They used to do it a lot. They don't do it as much anymore. And this is the old producer of lock horns and Bangor TV signed that and sent it to me. And I showed you the Pat Benatar signed DVD. There's an album that looks like it's coming out of the wall. That was actually the Death Star from Star Wars, and you bought that, and it looked like the Death Star was coming out of your wall. I moved the Death Star to over there, and you couldn't peel off the fake cracking, so I left that and just put an album in it. And I talked about that. There's a few. I've been to a lot more concerts than that, like a lot more, but I just stuck a few cool, important ones there. And I showed you the figures before. So there it is. Here's my little rock and roll corner. I'll talk about my toy shelf another time down there, where I keep toys from my childhood, like the 70s and early 80s. But that'll be another episode. All right, I'll see you guys.